here's a quick one. How many, I'll do a bunch of these quick, but how many of you had one of your customers go to dual supply when you were sole sourced? How many folks go to dual supply? Okay, fair amount of hands. So all of these are risks to the business, right? Dual supply, change in players, a sale of the company, a merger and acquisition, new competitive entrants into the marketplace, new industry trends and directions that could threaten where they are. These are all risks. What we're looking to do partly today and partly in your mind is I want to avoid you having a post-mortem experience. What happens in post-mortem? You lost the account, or a part of that account, and now you got to figure out why. A pre-mortem says, what are some of the things I can do in advance strategically thinking how to not lose that account? All right, so show of hands if you've been taught by your Sandler trainer. If not, the CARE methodology. All right, only about a third. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on CARE. Most of today, you'll see the little circle here. We're going to talk about existing, both keep and expand. But let me put this into perspective. So keep, this is territory management for a second, not account management. Keep are the accounts that we have that we want to keep. They are profitable. They're wonderful. One of the good one-liners is your best customer is somebody else's best prospect. Your best customer is somebody else's best prospect. So I want to give you 3 things to do. Keep is keep those accounts. Attain is new logo. Recapture meant you either lost a line of business within an account or you met them at a conference and you want to rekindle the relationship. And expand, of course, is, again, taking those existing accounts, and we'll talk a lot about expand today, and bringing it to getting new business within that existing account. 3 things to do. If there's every once in a while, I'll give you a couple places that I think notes could be good. So take a note for here. Here's the 3 things I think the CARE methodology helps you do. They all begin with the letter C. So here are the 3 C's. One is categorization. What I want you to do is on an every quarter basis, every 3 months, by the way, you're allowed to change that, but this is a good guideline. Every 3 months, you should sit down, either by yourself or with your team, and do an exercise of segmenting, categorizing your accounts within each of those quadrants. Literally writing the names in this. And Sandler has a PDF editable tool that can be helpful. Ask your Sandler trainer. Now, when you do that, what do you think is going to happen? Every time this has ever been done, and I've been preaching this now for, I don't know, 6 years, you will, I promise you, have somewhere between 6 to 8 brain synapses that fire. And you will, simply by the act of categorizing and segmenting, you will think through 6 to 8 opportunities you hadn't even thought before you sit down to do it. So step 1 is how do you say that? Categorization? Yeah, segment them. But segment didn't start with a C. I'm like, how do I do 3 C's? Categorize. Number 2. 2. So first one is segment. 2, cookbook. On a monthly basis, with your team, if you're team selling, individually if you're not, really begin to think through what are the goals in each of these quadrants. What are my keep goals for the month of March? What are my attain goals, assuming you have to get new business? That may not be true. What are my rekindle or my recapture goals? What are my expand goals? What are the strategies to support those goals? What are the leading indicator metrics, the key performance indicators? Down to the behaviors, right? Some of you know the word cookbook. What are the behaviors? So I'm asking you to create a CARE cookbook. How will you create a standard workflow on a monthly basis to really go out and do the things that are strategic and important but not urgent? Anything to do with pipeline building tends to be strategic and important but not urgent. If you don't ask for a referral today, you're going to be in business tomorrow, I promise. You'll probably be in business next week, probably next month, maybe even next year. So when I'm talking about cookbook and the CARE cookbook, keep, attain, recapture, expand, what are your goals? What are the strategies? What are the leading indicators or key performing indicators that would demonstrate are we on track to achieve those goals? What are the behaviors that you want to execute within that month? So I can't get that word. Segmenting is one. Does anybody have another C word that fits there? Categorization? That was pretty good. Segment 1, 2, cookbook. Create a monthly cookbook. Really begin to think about what you want to achieve on that month. I mean, it's crazy. We're 2.5 months in. It's insane. 3 is communication plan. And I'm going to ask you to make a decision in a moment. Communication plan is on a weekly basis. In each of those quadrants, keep, attain, recapture, expand, write down the names of the individuals, not the accounts. Don't give me an account name. Write the names of the individuals within each of those quadrants that you will be reaching out to this week, whether it's pre-recorded video, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a meeting, whether it's who knows. But write down the names of the individual. It's a wonderful set of accountability. So categorize, cookbook, and a weekly communication plan. My first question here is just jot a quick one. Out of those 3, you may not be doing any of those, and that's okay. That's a takeaway from our session today. But write down which one do you think is the most important to you. Where do you want to start? Either later this week or next week, which one of those 3 will you start with? Just make a note. Because if you don't make a note, you're going to go back, you're going to miss the 17,000 emails you got, and you're going to lose your lesson learned.
Thank you for watching this highlight video from the Sandler Summit. You can join us for the next Sandler Summit in 2024, March 19th and 20th at the Orlando World Center Marriott. Register now at sandler.com/summit.